preservation, preservation, preservation.
It's the act of keeping something safe from being damaged or changed, so it can stay the same as it is now. Here's a sample sentence. The Historic Society worked tirelessly to preserve the old mansion, restoring it to its original grandeur and ensuring that future generations could appreciate its beauty. In this sentence, preservation refers to the act of protecting or conserving something, in this case, the historic mansion, from deterioration or damage.
Preserve, preserve, preserve.
To keep something safe from being changed or damaged, so it stays the same as it was before. Here is a sample sentence. The park rangers worked to preserve the old-growth forest by removing invasive species and protecting it from human development. In this sentence, preserve means to protect or conserve something, in this case, the forest, from harm or deterioration.
Preside, preside, preside.
This means to be in charge or lead a group, meeting, or situation. Here is a sample sentence. The judge will preside over the trial, ensuring that all proceedings are conducted fairly and according to the law. In this sentence, preside means to be in charge or oversee an event or meeting, often with authority and responsibility.
Press, press, press.
It's an action where you apply force to something, like squeezing or pushing down on it, often with a tool or device. Here's a sample sentence. The journalist had to press the politician for answers during the live interview. In this example, press means to ask or question someone firmly and insistently.
Pressure, pressure, pressure.
It's a force that pushes or squeezes something, making it harder to move or stay still. Here's a sample sentence. The coach put pressure on her players to perform well in the championship game. This sentence demonstrates how the word pressure can be used to describe a situation where someone or something is exerting force or influence to achieve a specific outcome.
Prestige, prestige, prestige.
This word refers to a feeling or reputation that comes from being respected, admired, or considered important by others. It's often associated with a sense of pride and dignity. Here is a sample sentence. The university's esteemed professor was known for his prestige in the academic community, having received numerous awards and accolades throughout his illustrious career. In this sentence, prestige refers to the respect, admiration, and high social standing that comes with being a renowned expert or authority in one's field.
Presumably, presumably, presumably.
This word means that something is likely to be true, but you're not 100% sure. It's like saying probably or likely, but with a slightly more cautious tone. Here is a sample sentence using the word presumably. She was presumably tired from her long flight, as she fell asleep on the couch as soon as she walked in the door. In this example, presumably is used to indicate that it's likely or probable that she was tired, but not necessarily certain.
Presume, presume, presume.
This means to think or believe something is true, even if you're not sure. It's like making an educated guess, but without being 100% certain. Here's a sample sentence. I'm going to presume that you've already eaten dinner, so I won't offer you any food. In this example, presume means to take it for granted or assume something without having explicit confirmation.
Pretense, pretense, pretense.
It's when someone acts like something is true, but it really isn't. They're pretending or faking it. Here's a sample sentence. She put on a pretense of being happy to see her ex-boyfriend, but it was clear she was only pretending. In this example, pretense refers to an act or appearance of something that is not genuine.
Pretentious, pretentious, pretentious.
This word describes someone who acts like they're better or more important than others, often by using big words or fancy ideas that they don't really understand. Here is a sample sentence. The art critics claim that the modern artist's use of recycled materials was a bold subversion of traditional notions, struck many as pretentious and overly self-important. In this example, the word pretentious is used to describe someone who is being excessively proud or self-important in their claims or opinions.
Prevail, prevail, prevail.
This means to be stronger or more successful than something else, often after a struggle or challenge. Here is a sample sentence. The protesters' determination and unity ultimately prevailed, leading to significant changes in the city's policies. In this example, prevailed means that the protesters were successful in achieving their goals, despite initial opposition or challenges.
Prevailing, prevailing, prevailing.
This word means being the most common or usual thing, happening or existing more often than others. Here is a sample sentence. The prevailing winds in this region are strong and gusty, making outdoor activities challenging. In this example, prevailing means dominant or most common, referring to the winds that are typically experienced in the area.
Prevalent, prevalent, prevalent.
This word means something is common or widespread among people, things, or situations. Here is a sample sentence. The city's air pollution problem has become a prevalent issue, with many residents complaining about the poor quality of the air. In this sentence, prevalent means widely existing or occurring, common or widespread. It describes the fact that the air pollution problem is a frequent and persistent issue in the city.
Previous, previous, previous.
This word refers to something that happened or existed before something else but is still remembered or known about. Here is a sample sentence. The previous owner had renovated the house, which was why it was selling for such a high price. In this example, previous refers to the person or entity that owned the house before the current owner.
Prey, prey, prey.
It's something that is hunted or chased by another animal, often to be eaten. Here's a sample sentence. The lion stalked its prey, an unsuspecting antelope, through the savanna grasslands.
Prick, prick, prick.
It's a small sharp point on something, like a thorn or a needle. Here is a sample sentence. The cactus's sharp spine was a tiny prick that punctured my skin. In this example, prick refers to a small pointed wound or puncture.
Primary, primary, primary.
This word refers to something that comes first or is most important. It's often used to describe the main or initial part of something. Here is a sample sentence. The primary goal of the company's new marketing campaign was to increase sales by 20% within the next quarter.
Prime, prime, prime.
This word refers to something that can only be divided by one and itself, making it special and unique. Here is a sample sentence. The new restaurant in town was considered prime real estate due to its high foot traffic and visibility from the main road. In this example, prime means of the highest quality or most desirable.
Primitive, primitive, primitive.
This term refers to something that is basic, simple, and not very developed or advanced. It's often associated with early stages of growth or evolution. Here's a sample sentence. The tribe's primitive tools and hunting methods were a testament to their isolated existence in the wilderness. In this example, primitive refers to something that is simple or unsophisticated, often implying a lack of modern technology or advanced development.
Principle, principle, principle.
This refers to the most important person or thing in a situation, often someone who is in charge or has authority over others. Here is a sample sentence. The principal of the school, Mrs. Johnson, welcomed students and parents to the annual back-to-school night. In this example, principal refers to the head administrator or leader of the school.